What you're hearing is my early 90s Les Paul Standard. Today we're going to talk about a time that Gibson players like to refer to as the Good Wood Era. We'll aim to answer whether or not there is any truth to this claim and hear plenty of sound examples. The Good Wood Era starts somewhere between the late 80s and 1990, when Gibson was under new ownership after the Norlin era. And what we're going to do today is we'll dive deeper into what the goal of the new owners was and what model release really turned the page for the company. But first, let's talk about the guitar that I'm holding today. This is my 1993 Les Paul Standard. I've had this guitar for about 15 years at this point. It's been refretted, I've replaced pretty much all the electronics throughout the years, and yes, I've snapped the headstock twice. In the late 1960s, Gibson was sold to the Norlin Corporation. To meet production demands and keep costs in check, they introduced changes that were a departure from the historic designs of the 50s and early 60s. Things like layered pancake bodies and maple necks instead of mahogany on various guitars. Now, there are many iconic guitars from this period, and just to name two, both Angus Young's #1 SG and Randy Rhodes's iconic Les Paul Custom were from the Norlin era. However, the departure from traditional design and a perceived decline in quality control did not sit well with many guitar players. Fast forward to 1986, when Gibson is sold to new owners who make it their mission to restore Gibson's reputation for quality. It's difficult to say what quality control was like in the 90s, as many instruments, like this one, have since been refretted or otherwise modified. But the consensus is that it was well above the average compared to the times that preceded or followed the 1990s. This doesn't mean that all of these guitars are perfect right out of the box. In particular, there is one specification that I'd suggest addressing before anything else if you get your hands on one of these. But first, what was the model that really signified a return to its roots for Gibson? If you've been thinking Les Paul Classic, you'd be right. Although that model features the worst supposedly aged inlays in modern history, alongside high output ceramic pickups fit for thrash metal players with, this is my cat, Lily. Hello. Alongside high output ceramic pickups fit for a thrash metal player with excellent taste in guitars. The Les Paul Classic set the stage for the 1990s being a period of rebirth for Gibson. It also helped that throughout this period, pointy guitars with Floyd Rose bridges were becoming less and less popular by the minute. But that doesn't quite tell the full story. When I first got this guitar, a Les Paul Standard, not a Classic, I could tell that the pickups were a bit too high output for my taste and way too dark. Stock pickups on these were Gibson 498T and 490R. However, after replacing these with some bare knuckle the Mule, I've made a video on them, link in the description, I severely underestimated the impact that these stock pots were having on the guitar as a whole. Some research revealed that a lot of these Gibsons were shipping with 300k or even lower value pots, when the standard for humbuckers is 500k. To keep things simple, the higher the number, the brighter the sound. When I replaced the pots with 500k ones, I also saw that as an opportunity to rewire the guitar to 50s style wiring, which changes the way the tone and volume pots are connected and helps retain some high end as you roll down the volume. What else have I changed on my Les Paul? At some point, the bridge caved in, which is quite common with all the Gibsons. I've also changed the original Nashville bridge to an ABR1 style with a conversion kit. Years ago, I also replaced the original Cluson tuners with Rovers. Looking back, I think I actually prefer the original Cluson when it comes to the look of them, but these work just fine, so they're not going anywhere, at least for now. I've also changed the knobs. These came with speed knobs, which I don't love the look of, so I've replaced them years ago with the 50s style top hat knobs you can see here. There you have it. Is there any truth to 90s Gibsons being better than what came before or after? I don't know. I've played a few, and full transparency, I haven't personally come across one that didn't feel a bit special. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.